Hello there, good morning and welcome to Obinwannem English News Update. My name is Oboh, Promise, the news presenter. On our news update this morning, Nigeria's health education spending insufficient, says World Bank reports. A new report by the World Bank has revealed that the public expenditure on education and health in Nigeria is inadequate by any standard. The report, titled Human Capital, Public Expenditure and Institutional Review, is an analysis of financing and governance constraints for the delivery of basic education and primary health care in Nigeria. The report obtained by a correspondent on Wednesday noted that the overall public spending at merely 12% of gross domestic product falls short of the threshold necessary to underwrite fundamental public services. This compares to the Sub-Saharan African average of 17.2% and the lower middle income countries average of 18.5%. Over the past 5 years, Nigeria's health and education expenditure has fluctuated between 10 and 12% of GDP. When measured against international standards, it becomes evident that this level of investment is insufficient for delivering adequate, essential public services. As a result, a large proportion of spending, especially health spending, is out of pocket, which excludes a significant segment of society from accessing health services. National Assembly decries unlawful detention of journalists. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives on Thursday condemned the incessant arrest and detention of journalists in the country while carrying out their constitutionally assigned role. Coming under a motion of urgent public importance titled Need to Curtail the Incessant and Unlawful Arrest and Detention of Journalists by Law Enforcement Agencies, sponsor of the motion and member representing Abak-Etomi Egbon-Ika Federal Constituency, Akwa Ibom State, Clement Jimbo, lamented the spike of unlawful arrest of journalists in Nigeria, saying the development must be addressed to protect the fourth estate of the realm. The Green Chamber stressed the importance of free press to the growth and sustenance of democracy and warned perpetrators of harassment against journalists to desist from such practice. Following the adoption of the motion, the House urged the Nigerian Police Force and other force enforcement agencies to consciously and democratically rely on Section 24 of Cybercrime Act 2015 as amended and or charge anyone, including journalists, to court if they have violated any law of the land instead of depriving them of their constitutional rights. I am committed to realistic wage for workers, Tinubu assures NLC, TUC. President Bola Tinubu has said that Nigerian workers deserved improved welfare, better wages, and safe and enhanced working conditions as the driving force of the nation. Speaking with the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, led by Comrade Joe Ajero, and that of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, led by Comrade Festus Osifo, in Abuja, President Tinubu said he is concerned about the welfare of Nigerian workers and that his administration is prioritizing their concerns. The president, in a statement issued by his spokesman, Chief Aljuri Ngeleli, was quoted as saying, "I pay attention to everything around me. A happy worker is a productive worker, and society depends on the productivity of the happy worker." However, the president called for realistic expectations as regards the minimum wage question, stating, "You have to cut your coat according to available clothes. Before we can finalize the minimum wage process, we have to look at the structure." Still on our English news update this morning, Nigerians pay 721 billion naira cash bribes to government officials, NBA's survey. As Nigerians' confidence in government anti-corruption efforts drops, a National Bureau of Statistics (NBA) survey report has shown that Nigerians paid 721 billion naira in cash bribes to public officials in 2023. The survey report, titled Corruption in Nigeria, Patterns and Trends, released yesterday, indicated that more than 95% of all bribes Nigerians paid in 2023 were in monetary form. Meanwhile, the report also showed that Nigerians' confidence in the government's anti-corruption efforts declined during the review period. The report stated, overall, it is estimated that a total of roughly 721 billion naira, that is 1.26 billion US dollars, was paid in cash bribes to public officials in Nigeria in 2023, corresponding to 0.35% of the entire gross domestic product (GDP) of Nigeria. Executive order. Drug makers seek clear timeline. Stable naira for 70% production. The Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Group of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Association of Community Pharmacists in Nigeria, ACPN, and Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, AMLSN, have expressed displeasure over delayed implementation of the executive order signed recently by President Bola Tinubu on pharmaceuticals and medicals. Reacting separately to the development yesterday, the groups who are major stakeholders in the pharmaceutical sector said a clear time frame and commitment from the federal government were crucial for the implementation of the executive order. They also contended that unless the value of the naira was fixed, achieving the country's target of 70% in local drug manufacturing would remain a mirage. Recall that President Tinubu a few days ago signed the executive order to pave way for removal of duties and taxes on imported drugs as well as local production of drugs and other pharmaceutical products. Addressing journalists yesterday in Lagos on the forthcoming 7th edition of Nigeria Pharma Manufacturers Expo (NPME), built for September, PMG MAN said it was not enough to make an executive order without a timeline, noting that delays could lead to drug shortages. And lastly, on our news update this morning, NDDC to boost Niger Delta development with 1.9 trillion naira bid. The Niger Delta Development Commission has promised that the early approval of its 2024 budget will help to fast-track the development of the Niger Delta region. Then the NDDC Managing Director Dr. Samuel Obuku said this while presenting its 2024 budget estimate of 1.9 trillion naira to the House of Representatives Committee on the NDDC in Abuja. A statement by the NDDC Director of Corporate Affairs, Seledi Wakaman, said on Thursday. He stated that significant progress has been made in the region and efforts were underway to complete all ongoing projects. He explained that in preparing the 2024 budget, titled Budget of Renewed Hope, there was a plan to sustain a robust foundation for sustainable economic development and a greener future for the region. The NDDC board stated that the proposed budget would be funded through federal government contributions, oil companies, contributions, ecological funds, arrears owed to the NDDC by the federal government and recoveries by federal government agencies, revenue brought forward, borrowings, and internally realized incomes. And with this, we've come to the end of our news update this morning. A massive thanks for listening to Obinwannem News Hour. Please do ensure to follow Obinwannem media platform to be updated anytime we come live. My name is still Oboh. Promise, Obinwannem News presenter from Akwa Ibom State. Please do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.